Hello everyone, meteorologist Jordan Darrensburg here. I hope everyone is enjoying their Saturday evening so far. We are tracking the possibility of maybe a strong storm or two across central Texas this evening. And in fact, there's been what's known as a mesoscale discussion that has recently come out, and there is a 60% chance that a watch is issued. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take this to the wall, and I'm going to show you more on that right now. It's for portions of Mason and Llano County. Now, I do want to mention that there is strong capping inversion throughout central Texas. So there's an outside shot that this might not even happen at all, folks. There is the possibility of maybe a strong storm or two in the northern hill country, but the chances of that happening may not necessarily exist. But along I-20, we do have a severe warning storm just off to the east of Abilene and just off to the west of Fort Worth. So basically splitting Abilene and Fort Worth there over portions of the big country just off to the north and west of Waco there. But we're tracking this area of showers and maybe even that little storm right there just off to the north of I-10 that could try to make a run at Mason County over the next couple of hours. But then again, strong capping inversion could limit some storm development. We do have that 1 out of 5 risk for early tomorrow morning for severe weather with damaging winds and hail being the main threat with any storm that pops up. I'm thinking the better chances for that are going to be to our north because we have strong capping inversion in and around the Austin metro. Nonetheless, this model is still printing out maybe a few of those storms making its way into Mason County by the time we get to midnight tonight. But by the time we get to around 1, 2 o'clock, places like Llano, maybe even off to the north and east of Burnett eventually by the time we get to 2 in the morning. But by the time we get to 3, 4 in the morning, maybe another chance of an isolated storm here or there. But I'm not really counting on it because this cap is just too plain strong across the entirety of the region. And this model, I'm not buying this either. It is insisting on a few showers over the hill country on Sunday afternoon. I think the air is going to be a little too dry. It's not going to be as muggy tomorrow as it is today. And that's why Mason and Llano could be a little hotter tomorrow than where they were today. We're expecting lower 90s in Llano and Mason. So the northern hill country is going to be the hottest on the day tomorrow. Now, Monday morning could start off with maybe a few light showers here and there, but we've got a pretty stout dry front moving through, and what that's going to do is cool us down as we head through your Monday afternoon. But over the next 6 to 10 days, we have much better rain chances on the horizon. Another coastal low could be seeping its way through central Texas, and we could get even more of that beneficial rainfall. Hopefully we can continue to make up ground on that exceptional drought, especially in southern sections of the hill country. Best storm chances over the next week is going to be Friday and Saturday. There is that off chance of maybe a strong storm in the hill country later on tonight, but I'm not really banking on it because there's a very strong cap that is in place, and I highly doubt that we'll see a whole lot of development from it. So I'm going to take a moment here. We're going to look on Facebook, see if you guys have anything to say about it. But by and large, we are not really expecting a whole lot for tonight. Again, we're going to continue to monitor the potential of any strong storms that do develop. I do have the possible storm that is going to pop up. We are tracking a severe warning storm off to our north and east, well off to our north and east. As a matter of fact, it's actually along I-20. And let's see, anybody have any comments? Looks like we have one already. Andrew Stevenson said, "Cool." That's pretty much it. So let's see. Doesn't look like anyone else really has anything to speak of right now. It's looking like we're only seeing just a few people on here, like 48 of y'all on live right now. Only been on for about 5 minutes or so. But one thing I want to show y'all is the timing, because that is a very common question asked when it comes to certain areas in central Texas, whether or not we get a severe storm or not. So I'm going to put these boxes up, and I'm going to go ahead and answer that most common question that we get all the time in these situations is, what time will these storms reach where I live? So We're going to slow this down. We're going to go to around 8, 9, and eventually 10 o'clock. And eventually, we've got 11 to noon, to 11:30 to midnight. We're starting to see that move into Mason County if it happens. Again, this is a game time decision, really, given the capping situation. This model is insisting on a strong storm. Another short-range model is insisting on something similar for the Northern Hill Country, but I'm really having my doubts given the capping inversion in Central Texas this evening. Maybe around 3:30, 4 a.m., maybe a couple smaller cells could try to make their way through. These are going to be more so of the discrete variety, meaning this is more of a hail threat as opposed to a wind threat. So I'm going to watch that. Hail definitely is something that we've had issues with over the past few months and a couple of years. You all remember September 2023 in Round Rock. That was an absolute mess. And we've run stories on the fallout from it, and it's just a whole mess. But Jan says we need the rain. We'll be probably getting it near the end of next week, Jan, to answer your question. As we head through around 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, though, this model is really insistent on a few light showers through portions of the hill country. I'm not buying that either, but definitely a possibility. Now, as we look through here, current time, how much time have we been on? I'm going to go through this one more time, and then I'll let y'all go for the rest of the evening, and then you can catch me on KVU News at 10, not just on air after the hockey game, but online on KVU.com, as well as the KVU Plus, which is on your Fire Stick, Apple TV, or Roku, and all other streaming channels for which you get your news information. So let's see, we're at 8:25, so we're going to go ahead and go through this one more time real quick before we let y'all go for right now. This is 9, and then by the time we get to 10 o'clock and then 11 o'clock, we stay mostly dry, maybe a few streamer showers in the coastal plains near the LaGrange, Giddings, Schulenburg areas. Then by the time we get to 11:30, that's when, if we get a strong storm, it would make its way into Mason County. And again, these look like discrete cells from this model data. It's not going to look like anything of the straight line variety. It's mostly going to be a hail threat rather than a wind threat, but we've got very strong capping inversion that's going to keep a lot of this from developing. Now, by 4 a.m., could have something that could skirt that Llano-San Saba County line there, according to that model data. So it looks like the area to watch is going to be the Northern Hill Country tonight. And that's about it. If you're in the coastal plains, I think you're free for the night. Austin Metro, same story. But if you're in the Northern Hill Country, we are going to be paying very close attention to any strong storm that may develop, but we could start off Sunday morning in the coastal plains with a few of those streamer showers as well. It would be very, very light in nature. So just want to take a moment real quick and say thank y'all for joining us. If there are no additional questions, it doesn't look like there are, we're going to go ahead and call it a live online session, and we will be seeing y'all on KVU News at 10 right here on KVU.com or on KVU Plus on your Fire Stick, Apple TV, or Roku, or you can also find us on air after the hockey game. Thank you so much for joining us, and continue to keep it here to KVU for all of your latest severe weather coverage with your KVU Weather Impact team.